Hi there, and welcome to Speakly. I'm Alex, your host from California. This podcast is made especially for English language learners like you. We have real, natural conversations to help you practice listening to everyday English. Today, I have my friend Maya joining me from Canada. Hi, Maya. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Alex. It's great to be here. I'm excited to chat with you today.
So, today we're talking about places we would love to visit. This is a topic that everyone can relate to, right? We all have dream destinations.
Absolutely. I love talking about travel.
Perfect. So, Maya, let me ask you first. If you could go anywhere in the world tomorrow, where would you choose?
Oh, wow. That's a tough question. But I think I would choose Iceland. I've been dreaming about going there for years.
Iceland. That's interesting. What draws you to Iceland?
Well, first of all, I really want to see the northern lights. Those green and purple lights that dance across the sky?
Oh, yeah, the Aurora Borealis. That must be incredible to see in person.
Exactly. I've seen so many photos, but I imagine being there and actually watching them move across the sky would be magical. And I'd also love to relax in the Blue Lagoon.
The Blue Lagoon? What's that?
It's this amazing natural hot spring. The water is this bright blue color and it's heated by volcanic activity underground. People go there to swim and relax, even when it's freezing outside.
Wow, that sounds so relaxing. Swimming in hot water while it's cold outside.
Right? And I'm also fascinated by all the waterfalls there. Iceland has some of the most beautiful waterfalls in the world. There's one called Gullfoss that's supposed to be absolutely stunning.
It sounds like Iceland has so many natural wonders. What time of year would you want to go?
That's the hard part. I'd want to go in winter to see the northern lights, but the days are so short then. You only get a few hours of sunlight.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I think it would still be worth it. There's something romantic about those long, dark nights, perfect for watching the aurora. What about you, Alex? Where's your dream destination?
For me, it's definitely Thailand. I've always wanted to experience Southeast Asia, and Thailand seems like the perfect place to start.
Thailand. That's so different from Iceland. What attracts you to Thailand?
Well, first of all, I'm a huge foodie. Thai food is one of my favorite cuisines, but I've only had it at restaurants here in the US.
I bet the food there is completely different from what we get here.
Exactly. I want to try authentic pad thai from a street vendor, real tom yum soup, fresh mango with sticky rice, and I've heard the street food culture there is incredible,
Oh, that sounds amazing. Street food is always so much more authentic.
right? And beyond the food, I'm really drawn to the culture. I'd love to visit some of the Buddhist temples, especially in Bangkok and Chiang Mai.
That would be such a peaceful experience.
I think so too. And of course, the beaches. I definitely want to spend some time on those famous white sand beaches in the south, maybe in Phuket or Koh Phi Phi.
Those names sound so exotic. Have you seen pictures of those beaches?
Oh, yes, they're unreal. Crystal clear water, white sand, those traditional longtail boats. It looks like paradise.
It really does sound like paradise. Would you want to do any activities there besides eating and relaxing on the beach?
Definitely. I'd love to try scuba diving or snorkeling. The coral reefs there are supposed to be amazing. And maybe take a Thai cooking class to learn how to make some of those dishes myself.
Oh, that's such a great idea. Then you could come home and cook Thai food for your friends.
Exactly. I also think it would be interesting to visit during one of their festivals. I've heard about Songkran, which is their New Year celebration where everyone throws water at each other.
That sounds like so much fun. A giant water fight to celebrate the new year.
Right? It happens in April when it's super hot there, so the water feels great. It's both a celebration and a way to cool down.
That's so smart. It's funny how our choices are so different. You want to go somewhere warm and tropical, and I want to go somewhere cold and dramatic.
Speaking of different types of trips, I'm curious. Besides Thailand, are there any other places on your travel bucket list?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to visit Japan too. I'm fascinated by the blend of ancient traditions and modern technology there. And New Zealand is definitely on my list. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I'd love to see those incredible landscapes.
Japan would be amazing. I've heard the food culture there is incredible. Like you can get amazing ramen from tiny restaurants that only have 10 seats. And New Zealand, wow, those mountains and lakes must be breathtaking.
Right. And I'd love to experience a traditional ryokan in Japan. You know, sleeping on tatami mats, taking baths in natural hot springs. What about you? Are there other places you're dreaming of visiting?
Actually, yeah. I'm really curious about Morocco. I'd love to explore the markets in Marrakesh, stay in a traditional riad, maybe even take a camel trek into the Sahara Desert. The idea of sleeping under all those stars in the desert sounds incredible.
Morocco sounds so exotic. I've seen pictures of those colorful souks with all the spices and textiles, and the architecture there is supposed to be stunning. All those intricate tile patterns and beautiful courtyards.
Exactly. And I've heard the food is amazing too. Tagines, couscous, mint tea. But talking about all these dream destinations makes me think about the practical side. How do you handle the planning for international travel?
That's such a good question. Honestly, the cost is probably my biggest concern. International flights are so expensive, especially to places like Iceland or Japan. I've been trying to save money by cutting back on things like eating out and subscription services I don't really use.
I'm doing the same thing. I've started a dedicated travel fund where I put aside a little money each month. And I've been researching the best times to book flights. Apparently, Tuesday afternoons are when airlines often drop their prices.
Oh, I didn't know that about Tuesdays. That's a great tip. What about language barriers? I'm a bit nervous about traveling to places where I don't speak the language. Like, how do you order food or ask for directions?
I think about that too. But you know what? I've been using language learning apps to pick up basic phrases. Even just learning hello, thank you, and where's the bathroom can go a long way. And these days, translation apps are pretty amazing.
That's true. I should start practicing some basic Icelandic phrases, though I've heard that most people in Iceland speak excellent English. What about cultural differences? Are you worried about accidentally being rude or doing something inappropriate?
Oh, definitely. Like in Thailand, I know you're supposed to remove your shoes before entering temples, and you should never point your feet toward Buddha statues. I've been reading travel blogs and watching YouTube videos to learn about these kinds of customs.
That's so smart to research ahead of time. I think showing respect for local customs is really important. Speaking of timing, have you thought about the best seasons for these trips? Like you mentioned going to Thailand in winter.
Yes, winter is actually the perfect time to visit Thailand because it's their cool, dry season. The weather is more comfortable, around 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and there's less rain. Plus, it's the opposite of our winter here, so I could escape the cold.
That sounds perfect. And for Iceland, winter is obviously the best time for northern lights, but I'm a bit worried about the extreme cold. I've never been anywhere that gets below 0 degrees. How do you even pack for weather that cold?
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a real consideration. I think the key is layering. Thermal underwear, fleece or wool sweaters, and then a good waterproof outer shell. And definitely waterproof boots. Maybe you could rent some of the heavier gear there instead of trying to pack it all in?
That's brilliant. I hadn't thought of renting gear there. How long do you think you'd want to stay in Thailand? I feel like there's so much to see and do, you'd need at least a couple of weeks.
I'm thinking maybe 3 weeks would be perfect. A week in Bangkok to experience the city and culture, a week exploring temples and mountains in the north around Chiang Mai, and then a week relaxing on the beaches in the south. What about Iceland for you?
I think 10 days to 2 weeks would be good for Iceland. It's a smaller country, so you can see a lot in that time. I'd want to do the ring route, that's the highway that goes around the whole island, and stop at waterfalls, glaciers, and hot springs along the way.
That sounds like an amazing road trip. Talking about all this makes me realize that travel isn't just about seeing beautiful places. It's about pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and experiencing different ways of life.
I totally agree. I think travel changes you, like dealing with language barriers and figuring out unfamiliar transportation systems. It builds confidence, and experiencing how other people live gives you perspective on your own life.
Exactly. And there's something humbling about being a visitor in someone else's country. It makes you more aware of being a guest and respecting local ways of doing things. Plus, I think it makes you more curious about the world in general.
Absolutely. And I love how travel creates these memories that you carry with you forever. Like, I bet when you're eating Thai food years from now, you'll remember that cooking class you took in Thailand or that street vendor where you had the best pad thai ever.
That's so true. Those food memories are going to be the best. You know, I think that shows how many amazing places and experiences there are in the world. There really is something for everyone, no matter what kind of adventure you're looking for.
Absolutely. And maybe someday we'll both make these trips happen. Are you actually planning to go to Thailand anytime soon?
I'm hoping maybe next winter. I've started saving money and doing some research. What about your Iceland trip?
I'm thinking about it for next winter too. Maybe we'll both be traveling to our dream destinations at the same time.
That would be amazing. We'll have to share our stories when we get back.
Definitely. Well, this has been such a fun conversation, Alex. I'm already feeling inspired to start planning that Iceland trip seriously.
Me too. Talking about it makes it feel more real somehow. Well, Maya, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your travel dreams.
Thank you for having me, Alex. And thank you to everyone listening to Speakly. I hope our conversation helped you practice your English listening skills today.
Yes, and remember, the best way to improve your English is to listen to natural conversations like this one. Keep practicing, keep dreaming about your own travel adventures, and we hope to see you next time on Speakly.
Until next time, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.